Sam. I'm here with the setup video for my January Daisy Dori for you, and this is the process video. So I shared the flip through already, so I've done a quick kind of 5-minute flip through if you prefer to see that. Or if you want to see exactly what I've done, this is the full process video. So firstly, Happy New Year, guys. I hope you all had a great holiday. Christmas if you celebrated it, otherwise I hope you've just had a nice relaxed and chilled few weeks. The weather's been pretty rubbish, I know that, so if you had anything planned outside, I'm sure that was ruined. We had a few days kind of out and about seeing family, and it was just cold and windy and raining, and it was a bit miserable, but it's nice to have some kind of days off and sit and chill and relax, so I hope you all had a great time. One of my resolutions this year is to be a lot more organised, a lot more planned. I know I'm a planner girl, but that doesn't mean I'm particularly organised. So I'm going to be using more than one planner this year. So I'm hopefully going to film what I'm up to with my other planners. I'm doing it all in traveller's notebooks, but I've just created some of my own inserts. So I'm going to film those for you and show you those as well. But this is my main one. So this is obviously going to be my main monthly planner, as it has been for the last, I think I started these in August. So I'm really into the swing of these now and absolutely love doing them. So you can see what I've done already. I've just taken the staples out because I like to stitch my inserts. I'm sure some of you probably know this already, but I absolutely jam-pack these with photos and ephemera and all sorts of stuff, and they get a bit chunky, so I like to take the staples out because they get a bit loose sometimes and just stitch it. Depends what you're using the Dory for, really. If you're just going to use it for writing and journaling, you probably wouldn't need to do this, but I just like it to be extra secure. So I've just taken all of the staples out, put in a piece of acetate that came in one of the add-on kits, and I've put that right at the back against the sort of brown craft cover. I like doing that. I like the way that the acetate sits in front of the brown paper. You will see it when I finish stitching, I'll show it you. And then I'm just using white thread and just stitching straight up and down the middle, just a simple running stitch. And I've played around with this a few times, but I use 4 threads. So I use two, double it over, so I'm stitching with 4. And obviously when you go up and down it ends up with 8. So I have done it with less, I've done it with 2, and it again goes a bit loose. So just play around with it. I'm sorry, the puppy's next to me sneezing, so if you heard that. It's very cute, but I'm sure it's not great coming across on the video, daft thing. At least he's not running around and squeaking a toy like he usually is, so... Anyway, back to what I was saying. So yeah, I just do a straight running stitch all the way up to the top and all the way back down again. And I just tie it off in the middle of the book. I don't mind having the little threads showing. I used to cover it up with washi tape, but I just don't bother anymore. I just use white thread and just leave it with the little tails. If it bothered you, there's plenty of tutorials on YouTube of different ways to stitch pamphlets together that don't do that, so you could check those out. And I'm just not using a bone folder because I can't be bothered to go and get it. Using the end of my scissors to flatten it down. There's that acetate, look. So it's just like a world map. It's stunning this month. I really, really love it. So now my booklet's all stitched together. The first kind of decorative bit that I do is the tabs down the side, which is the first job that I do because they take up a little bit of the page. So then when I'm going through doing the pages, I need to kind of know where they're going first. But it's the worst job. I absolutely hate doing these tabs. I say it in every video, but they drive me mad. I can never line them up. I've tried using templates. I've tried all sorts of things, and I just can't get them to line up. And not on first try anyway. I can kind of keep taking them off and on again, and I make such a hodgepodge of these, honestly. But the way I do it is there's 6 tabs, and I only need 5. So I just look on the tab stickers. That's what I'm doing now to see which of the little stickers I'm going to use. And this month I'm using Hello January, Meal Plan and Daily To Do. But I do want 5 tabs. But the other ones that I do like a Dear Diary at the back of the journal, and I do a memory keeping section, and they didn't really have tabs for that, so I'll just write those on. So I just lie the tabs out in the order that I want them down the side. So I just play around, make sure that I'm happy with the colours and the styles and the kind of spread across them. And then I just put the tabs on in the order that I want them. So I start with my Hello January, then I have my Daily To Do, my Meal Plan is the centre of my Dory, and then the last 2 sections are my Dear Diary and my memories. So that's the order I have them on. I put them on with double-sided tape because it's quick and easy. I'll kind of edit this bit out so you don't have to see me sticking them all. I don't know if I'm doing that wrong. I don't know if wet glue actually might be easier, because I could at least move them a little bit once they're on, sort of thing. I could slide them up and down a little bit, at least for a second. Because as soon as this obviously touches, it's stuck because it's double-sided tape. So you'll see me fight with these. The top one I find quite easy because there's nothing else it has to line up with except the top of the page. So I can cope with that. And then I usually do the bottom one and then go for the middle and then either side. But I just didn't this week. I don't know why. I don't know what was going on in my head. But I decided to start from the top and work my way down, which was a big mistake because I've nothing to line it up with and it all just goes pear-shaped. So you'll see. So I'm just putting that second one on. It didn't go in the right place, so I try and take it off and it rips the page. And now I've got a stupid kind of fluffy bit on the page, which is really annoying. But I think, right, I'll just stick this tab in and then I'll deal with the fluffy patch in a minute. So just folding that piece of paper that's ripped down and folding the tab over. And I've got this silly bit. So I just have a look and see if any of my die cuts will cover it up. And there are quite a few actually that'll look fine if I just cover it. But I decided I'm not going to do that now. I'm going to do it when I actually decorate the page so that I can see what... I don't know at the moment what else is going on that page. So I'll decorate it. But at least I know I can cover it quite easily with one of the die cuts. This is the point that I remember that I usually do the bottom one next, not that second one. So I don't have that problem. So I'm going to go and do the bottom one. Again, that's easy because it lines up with the bottom of the page. This is my memory keeping section. I was going to say I've done it on the wrong one then. This is my memory keeping section, so it's just for that last kind of double page, blank page. And then should usually do the middle one. Do I do the middle one now? I think so, because that's usually easy to line up as well. And I can eyeball where the middle of the page is pretty well usually. So yeah, just finding. So the middle one is for my meal planning. So I managed to line that one up with the tab above it, which isn't usually there. So I usually do it straight in the middle, which will be better because you'll see now that that one is actually too big for the gap that has been left, which is just annoying. So it's now kind of nicely spaced for the top three, and then the bottom one's just shoved in, which is really annoying me, but I'm not taking off the other three to move them all up when I've already ripped one of the pages. So I'll just have to deal with it this month. It'll just have to work. So I'm going to try and find the page and slot that in. I'm so focused on getting the height right because that's what's thrown off with the other ones, that I actually stick it out too far. So it's a lot wider than the others, so I do have to take it off and put it back on, and I'm trying to be extra careful so I don't rip this page as well as the last page. But it's double-sided tape, so it's pretty well stuck, and I've rubbed it down as well. I properly stuck it, so it's fighting me. So I'm trying to just peel it up, but it's not working. I'm going to have to open the entire tab and stick it back on. So I'm just not having a good day with tabs. If anyone else has these problems, please let me know. I'd like to know it's not just me that fights with these. Every single month I fight with these tabs. You've probably seen it in my videos. You'll have heard me moan about them. But I really want them on there. I don't want to not have tabs. I like the way they look when they're done. It's just such a faff and it's not fun. It's not pretty. It's not the pretty bit. It's just put them on. There we go. It's actually not in line with the others, but you can see I'm fed up with it now. So that's where it's staying for the month. So the tabs are done finally. And then we got these gorgeous, gorgeous clear pockets in one of the add-on kits. We got this one and another one that's a little bit bigger. But it's a bit too big for my traveller's notebook, so I'm going to have to find somewhere else to put that one. Maybe my Project Life or something. But this one I'm just going to put in the front, and it fits those notepads perfectly. So I'm going to put those in there and use the inside cover for my notes. I used to do this every month actually and have all my post-it notes and everything on the inside cover, easy to grab. And then I didn't in December. I used one of the dashboards and made kind of a decorative page. And I missed it because in my December Dori I didn't have my post-it notes in there. So I had to keep going to my stash to get them, and it was a pain, especially when I'm out and about. So I have to remember that I do actually like doing that. The only reason I didn't do it last month is because I was getting a bit bored of seeing the brown craft cover, so I wanted to cover it all up and make it all pretty. But actually this is a lot more practical. So I can have my post-its and my note pages there, and there's a little sticker that says notes, so I've just put that down the side. And then there's another sticker here that says month at a glance, so I'm just putting that on that first page. And then that first page that I flipped through there I use for memory keeping or a currently page or resolutions or something like that, so I don't put anything on that. And I jump straight into the weeklies. So I use the little flag stickers that come in the kit and just number all of the pages, and then use the little days of the week underneath as well, like little houses that just nestle in. It's dead cute. So I just do that. I do the same on every week. This is me panicking thinking that, because I always start my weeks on a Monday, and I didn't. I just opened the book and started sticking number 1. So I had a little panic thinking, oh, I didn't check which was Monday, but then remembered the first was a Monday, so it worked out perfectly. I didn't have to pull them off. And then I just divide the last box with the washi. It's this gorgeous matte print, and I love it this month. It feels a bit different this month. It's kind of plasticky, which it isn't normally. But it looks good, so that's fine. And then a little weekend sticker on the top. And that's all I do. So every page is set up the same. I don't mind whether the flags go on the left or the right of each page. That just depends on what prettiness Cocoa Daisy have got going on. I'll work around that. It's not the same on every page. And I'm just looking for, I usually use a sticker to start off the month. And there's this January 2018 sticker, so I just stick that up at the top. I usually like kind of a strip of washi and a sticker, but because it's the Monday at the top of the page, there's not really need for a washi because it's got a little decorative bit at the top of the page anyway. So I just decided to use the 2018 January sticker and leave it at that. So I'm just filling in the cute little house boxes now. And then you'll see that's all I do for the page. So that's my setup, and I'll use these for my daily to-dos. And I don't make you sit through every week because I set up every week the same. So I've just flicked to the last one. The only thing that I do is the washi that I divide the last box with, I alternate because I get 2 in the kit. So I alternate them and use different ones. And then this is the last, so this is down to the 31st. And that's it. So I've got that page on the right hand side free. So I need to think of something to do with that. I mean, it's January, so there's plenty of resolutions and goal setting type things happening. So I can use it for that. Those will be memory keeping pages. So I'll leave those blank for now. And then the middle page spread I use for my meal planning. I don't really plan my meals so much as kind of record them and track them. I do use the little fold out page as as a little shopping list. So I do kind of in my head plan what we're going to have, and sometimes I jot things in pencil and use this tip in as a shopping list, but then I'll go over and write in pen what we actually had. So it's a bit of a memory keeping more than planning, this one. Although it is practical for me. So just add in the other washi, which is a kind of gorgeous degrees measuring strip type of thing, and just have that as the fold out. And there's usually kind of stickers and all sorts of things that say shopping list and to buy and all that, and there wasn't this month. There was tons in December, obviously, plenty of shopping lists in December's, but there wasn't this month, so I struggled a little bit to decorate it. But I've just stuck some washi on the inside of that tip in as well, and I'm just putting some of the notepads down. I think I've pulled off 6 pages there, and I've put glue on the back one, so that stays. So I've got 5 that I can pull off, so there's 1 for each week. And this is where I'm just looking for kind of a shopping sticker. There's usually quite a big decorative sticker that's got shopping or to do or to buy or something like that, and there just wasn't this month. It was all about goal setting, resolutions, and things that I'll definitely use but didn't work on this page. So we got this kind of coffee ring stamp that I wanted to try out. It's just that I need to fill that gap up at the top of the notepad, so I decided I'm going to stamp on it instead, and just see what it looks like, see what happens. So I quite like this kind of coffee ring, although I'm such a klutz. The diary will end up with actual coffee rings and tea rings and half my dinner in it by the end of it anyway, so I don't need the stamp really. But I just decided to do that, and I just do some shadow stamping around it as well, just to kind of messy it up a little bit. And then I'll use the little small one that comes in the kit as well. I really like these stamps. I didn't think I'd get much use out of them, but after I've used them once here, I think they're going to be used quite a lot because they're really cute. I like them. So I'm going to be using those quite a bit this month, I think. So it just fills up the top of that page. And I did find there was a sticker that says groceries, but it's just tiny. So I'm just going to glue these Post-its down, put that grocery sticker in, and I think call that a day. And I'll just try and do something kind of later on with it, I guess. I'm looking back at the video now, I can see I didn't line that up, but I didn't notice at the time. You can see the small circle at the top isn't lined up very well, but never mind. It says to buy, not groceries. So that's all there was sticker-wise. I'm going to have a look through my stash and see if there's anything I can find from anything else that I've bought that I might be able to use on there, because it does just need a little extra something. But decided to leave it at that for now. I do like how the stamp looks though, I'm not complaining. It's okay for now. If it stays like that, that's fine as well. And I'm just using, these bulldog clips came in the kit as well, which are awesome because when I've put the acetate in, it keeps trying to kind of lift the pages up, which is annoying. It's not quite trained to sit down yet. It will be by the end of the month. So I'm just using the bulldog clips to keep everything closed, and I'm just using the alphas that came in the planner add-on to write lunch and tea at the top, and I'll just record what we eat each day on those pages. Just looking to see if I could fill that gap with a tab or something, but decided to leave it. And then I'm just flicking through, because those will be memory keeping pages. So the last bit to do is these back few, which are my Dear Diary kind of journaling pages. This is just purely writing. I don't kind of stick anything in or decorate these other than the stickers that show the dates, which I'm just putting in. And again, I've just flicked to the last one. You don't need to see me put a sticker on every page. And I get a little bit annoyed this time because there's 31 days and there's only 30 boxes. So I don't really know what to do. It worked in December. This happened in December as well, and it worked because it meant I put the 31 on that big double page spread and used it for resolutions, which works for December. Doesn't really work for January, but I didn't have a choice, so I may do it as a reflections type page or how my resolutions are going or something, but I'm a little bit annoyed with that. And then just put that sticker on the back cover. And then I just decided to do my cover. So I always use the circle sticker off the decorative sheet on the back. I don't know why. Always do. I just like how it looks, like on a little kind of circle. It like finishes the book off on the back there. So I put that on. The washi, like I said this month, it's kind of plasticky and it's not as sticky as the normal paper one. So I'm just putting some double-sided tape down the spine because I like to put the washi down the spine. So when my Dories are all on the shelf, I can kind of see at a glance which is which and remember. And I remember the kits, so I remember kind of which photos I used with that kit and what happened and which month it was and all that. It kind of jogs my memory. So just putting that down the spine there. And it looks stunning. It's just not very sticky, that washi, for some reason. But I absolutely love it. And then I'm just going through the dashboards, and there's always one that has the month on. So there's this one that says January. And I love this. It's a gorgeous map. Sometimes I find them quite simple and they need other things added, but this one didn't at all. I mean, it's got this gorgeous map print and a black border around it and the January in the middle. It just doesn't need anything at all. So there's a little washi strip at the bottom to fill the gap in the craft paper. And I like to kind of have both washies as well, just to jog my memory as well. So just adding those on. And when I cut this end off, there's quite a cute little piece of washi left. So I kind of play around and see if there's anywhere that I can put that. You can see. But decide I can't. So I'm going to put it on the sticker sheet so that I can use it somewhere in the Dory so I don't waste that little bit. Can't waste washi, can you? Honestly. And then I'm just sticking the cover down with plenty of double-sided tape. That always seems to hold it. Again, I could use wet glue, but the double-sided seems strong enough at the moment. So I'm just popping that on. I think that's about all I do. Just like keep that bulldog clip at the top, because like I said, the acetate's trying to flip the pages open at the moment. And there's a little sticker that says January 2018. And then I think that's it. That's me done. So that's all I do for my decoration this month and my setup. Next thing all I do is just put it in my beautiful new Freckled Fawn Traveller's Notebook insert. So that's my December one, which is getting dead chunky. I need to film a flip through of that for you. But that's it for the video. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. If you did, I'd love a thumbs up. And I'll see you next time. Bye!